effects, for instance, that have been documented showing doubling or tripling of the number of dips that one can do in a relatively short amount of time, or doubling of the number of pull-ups one can do, or 14% increases in strength, or even comparable degrees in increase in weight training output to people who are on performance-enhancing drugs, et cetera, et cetera. Part of the confusion is that the effects of proper Palmar cooling, because it almost always is done by Palmar cooling and less often in these experiments by cooling of the bottoms of the feet and the upper portion of the face. But those effects tend to be the ability to do more work over time. And just to illustrate some of the major effects that the Heller Lab has seen and that are documented in this manuscript that I'll share with you in a moment, the typical protocol is to have people come in and do some endurance training, so running on a treadmill, and to have a condition where one group is actually doing Palmar cooling while they are on a bike or on a treadmill. And inevitably, the outcome is that they can do more work. They can pedal further at a given speed, or they can run longer at a given speed than people who are not doing Palmar cooling or who are receiving cooling by way of, cold compress to the back of the neck or ice pack to the armpits, etc. So the effects of Palmar cooling are very clear and very robust. And in the context of endurance exercise, almost always allow people to do more work, to go longer with less perceived effort, and to quit later, so to speak. In terms of strength training, they've looked at the capacity to perform sets of dips. Heller shares in the episode that we did earlier and that you can find at hubermanlab.com, involves someone coming in and doing sets of dips, maybe 40 dips. This person actually could do 40 dips on their first set, then resting for a period of 2 to 3 minutes, and then doing 35, and then resting for a period of 2 or 3 minutes, and then doing progressively fewer and fewer and fewer, to the point where over a period of time, they add up the total number of dips that they can do, and then they have them come back after a period of recovery. So not immediately after, but take a couple of days, come back and do effectively the same protocol, but during their rest periods, they're doing 2 minutes of Palmar cooling, which essentially allows heat to move out of the body, lowering core body temperature, in other words. And what they find is that they see enormous increases in the total number of dips that people can do, but that doesn't mean that the person goes from being able to do 40 dips to being able to do 50 dips or 60 dips on that first set. What it means is that they are able to do 40 on the first set, then 40 on the second, then 38 on the third, and so on and so forth, so that the total duration of the workout is extended, and yet they're doing much more work, even though it takes more time.